the moon and in the stars, and upon earth the stress of nations. Are we not seeing all these things, man?
Yep.
Super moons, blood moons, pink moons, micro moons,
Blue moons. Chariots.
blue moons, signs in the sun, solar eclipses, man. Okay? Heat waves and shit. What else? Signs on earth, man.
Earthquakes,
Stress
upwards
of
of
nature.
people,
Earthquakes,
forest fires.
forest fires. You know what I'm saying? Rioting, protesting. You know what I'm saying? Anarchy. People protesting against the government.
That goes into the stress of nations too, man.
People talking shit against their own government, man. Scriptures talk about when Satan, when the house is divided against itself, how can it stand? You got people, the average people that's not even in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Protesting against the governmental policies of their own country. That's what's that? That's civil war. You know what I'm saying? Government's talking about, oh, we gotta force vaccinate people. Force. I mean, against your will. And people are no doubt are gonna be against that because they've been taught about their rights. You know what I'm saying? You saw what happened in the Black Lives Matter protests. You saw them Jakes rising up against Esau. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
With perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
With perplexity meaning great confusion. There's a lot of confusion on earth, man. Grown adults confused about what the future holds for this place. Still holding on to some vain hope of all their ambitions and dreams being actualized while this place is crumbling, man. The signs are evident. People still think we're crazy when you talk to them about signs and shit. They think we're into astrology or some bullshit. We're talking about some damn astrology. We're talking about the signs that the Most High said in the scriptures, man. You know, signs in the sun and the moon.
Yeah, that intergalactic knowledge going on. Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 15, it says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
You see, I think you're crazy. Mom, I'm prophecy. I think you're crazy, man. But they said that they're faithful and true. That's why we trust in these words, man. Because it's true. Now, what more do you want us to say? It's faithful and true. It's faithful because it's gonna do exactly what it said it's gonna do, man.
Like the scripture says, we have a sure word of prophecy.
Thank you. When the scripture says that we signs in the sun and the moon, that's faithful. It's true. We're seeing it.
Yeah, we're seeing it, yeah.
And it's faithful because it's happening. It's not a lie. The Most High is not a man that he should lie. And that's why we should trust in these words. Because the Lord is unwavering. You know, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. These scriptures don't lie. It doesn't go both ways.
I got another precept too.
What it says is happening is exactly what we're seeing out in the open. It's faithful and true. And it says cause it to be written in paper. Are these words not written in paper?
Absolutely.
But later down the line, it was translated into English by a man called King James. The Most High put the spirit upon a man called King James to order the translation of the Old and New Testament into the English. Okay? Read on.
So verse 3 says, Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against.
Right, the incredulity. The word incredulity means unbelief. Don't let the incredulity of them, what do you say?
Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Right, because no doubt, when you're in this truth, people are going to come up against you and the words that you're saying to them. You're trying to tell them about this place is going to end. They're going to come up and tell you, oh, yeah, we've been hearing about that ever since, man. And it ain't never happened yet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? My mom told me that all the time, man. I tell her about the vaccinations and everything, and then she's like, "Oh, you've been telling me about this place gonna end everything for years, and it hasn't happened yet." My mom tells me that, literally, bro. All right.
And even you got people on the comment board that have said that your elders are off. Your elders are false prophets because they were preaching the end of the world in the year 2000. But according to what is it, the book of Luke 17, it says, "There shall come a time in the day you shall desire to see the Lord, and he shall not come." So that was already fulfilled. But eventually, again, like I was speaking about in the video that I did, if you want to call us false, because that's what because we follow the same thing. So they can say that we're all false prophets because the end didn't come in that particular point in time. But if you read the book of Jonah, which Jonah, he was prophesying the end of Nineveh, right? Now, what is that particular world at that time that ended? The time that he expected it to end. But guess what? Later on down the line, eventually it got destroyed.
It got destroyed.
So, yeah, okay, fair enough. When the year 2000 thing came, the end didn't come.
Right.
But guess what? Eventually, it's going to come. It's going to happen. The destruction of the society is going to come. And just by us being here in this area here and seeing the chariots is an indication of that.
It's an indication.
All right.
It says it shall tarry, man.
Yeah.
But just wait for it will surely come to pass, man.
And brother, could I just finish something else I want to say too? Because during that time, around those early days, I'm talking about the early 2000s, Salakia, they couldn't bring out the ship at that time. You see, so what the Lord does is the Lord will prolong a society so that he can get other prophecies pretty much put in effect, taking pictures, right? That's why the Lord allowed Esau to rule for borrowed time so that the chick can be initiated, the mark of the beast. Because that prophecy couldn't have been happened during that time.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say on that.
I just had something as well. The internet wasn't what it was, is what it is now in 2000, year 2000, so the word hadn't gone to the ends of the earth yet.
Wait.
So that had to be, that's another prophecy that needed to be fulfilled.
Exactly.
But I just bring out a precept as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah, book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 2. It says, "Thus saith Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them."
Yeah, because we know World 1. You can filter what's going on out here through the Bible.
You can feel it.
You can filter it. That's what I mean. You can filter what's going on out here and say, yo, that's the fulfillment of that. That's the fulfillment of this. So that's what the scripture's talking about when it's talking about signs in the moon and the sun. Because Esau reports it, and he won't say, but that's a fulfillment of Luke 21. He's not gonna say a news report and say, yeah, this is a micro moon. This is and the news report is gonna say, according to Luke 21, that's a fulfillment of when the Lord said, there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. He just reports it. It says that's what we've seen, but he's not gonna say that's in the Bible.
No, that's another chariot just went past on the right. Just past the trees.
Okay. It's like they're following us everywhere we go, man.
Is that another one up there in the distance?
No, that's a bird.
No, far up.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it on the left.
That's a bird, man.
No. Hey, the one on the left.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh man, what a day this is. What a day this is, man.
That's definitely.
See, look how it's moving.
It's moving proper slow.
Two going over us.
That's not a bird.
That's exactly what
And just before you saw that there was another one, and this one was like white, like a pearl. You know?
your finger more to the right.
Oh, there it is right there. Yeah.
Rocket to Yahawah! Rocket to Yahawah!
Rocket to Yahawah!
Rocket to Yahawah!
Rocket to Yahawah!
Rocket to Yahawah! Rocket to Yahawah! Rocket to Yahawah!
Yahawah
Ba'ashem Rakakadash!
It's actually red.
Oh yeah.
Turn red.
Yeah. People looking at us like.
It's actually changing color.
No, it's changing color.
It went from it's turning into red.
To the amber.
Yep.
It's right there. It's right
Yep,
there.
yep.
It's right there.
Above that
You see
little,
that?
above the blue patch.
Yeah.
Above the blue patch.
The blue
Yeah, it's right
patch.
there. It's
I've
right
got to
there.
see it now.
Coming, it's going
It's right
from
there. Yes, in the
from
right
the left
cloud.
going towards the right.
Oh, I see it now. I see
Yeah,
it
it's
now.
right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's a chariot, brother. That's
Yeah.
guaranteed chariot.
yeah.
Woo.
Oh man.
All praises to the Most High
Yahawah.
Yahawah.
Hasham, Yahawashi, Hasham,
Look how beautiful that is. You say it's got wings?
And it's just
As birds flying.
flying, man. Yeah,
birds flying.
come, it's birds flying. So shall the Lord defend Jerusalem.
And let me tell you something. Those pilots know what's going on. You know, these pilots, they
Come on, let me. You get them. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
these pilots know what's going on.
Yep. They get blackballed if they speak out. You know.
Yeah, they've got to have NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms 34, verse 7. It says, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them, man. So we about to get delivered, brothers. Right. All praises to the Most High. Yahawah, Hasham, Yahawashi, Hasham, Yahawashi.
So what are Yahawah? So what are Yahawashi?
Beautiful, beautiful, brother.
Lord willing, man. Lord willing. Lord willing, man. We're those men.
That change is gonna come, man.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's right. Those are those signs, man. Those are the signs.
Lift up, man. Your salvation drove 9.
Get someone give me 2nd Ezra's 9:1, man.
I've got that, I think. Yeah, I've got it. I want it. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Read that again.
2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, because you see them chariots, that's how the Lord's going to visit the world. This world, man. To judge the inhabitants thereof, man. Why do you think the Lord is coming back? Who do you think he's going to come to judge, man? The people. All these people you see walking around.
The brother
They took the Lord and his chariots to invade this place, man. That's how wicked these people are. And the Most High's got to come in and intervene and put a standstill to what these people out here are doing, man. That's how vile and wicked that they're doing, man. Their works are evil. You know the scripture says, men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil, man. Then the Lord has got to come and stop them.
I got another precept for you too. This is Luke 21, verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. It says, verse 26. It says, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Yeah.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud of power and great glory.
You see that? Because it says men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking for the things that are happening on the earth, man. Because when people are looking at what's happening on the earth, people are trying to think of a future, man, in this place. When they're talking about the military being on the streets, knocking on people's doors, trying to ask people for COVID-19 testing. There's all kind of footages of people being against all this shit, man. But people are thinking in their heads, how is this world going to be like in the next year or so? Let alone 10 years, talk about 1 year, 2 years from now, man. What's this place going to look like? The way they're talking about with Brexit, okay? What else are they talking about?
I read a story today. I'm going to do a lesson on this actually tonight, Lord willing. And China is now trying to go cashless for digital currency. And it's the banks that are controlling that.
See?
And so they're already rolling that out, and they're talking about literally doing away with the money.
See what I'm saying? So they're going to get rid of cash. Because I was going to talk about the money when I was stashed up. I figured, bro, that's all going to be worthless, man. all that money, because right now I've been saving up like loose, not loose, but like £1, £2 coins, 50 pences. So I've got like a whole bunch of it, yeah. But I look at that shit and say, I remember the scripture where it says, a man's life consists of not in the abundance that a man has. That's, I think it's in Luke, no? A man's life consists of not in the abundance that a man has. Okay? Because the fashions of this world passeth away. The things that these people glory in is gonna wax and old, man. The Lord isn't dealing with none of this bullshit. They're talking about, as the brother said, digital currencies, man. They're getting rid of cash. So they're gonna make it where how you buy things is through swipe.
Yeah.
Swipe.
Swipe your hand.
They're gonna merge humans with technology, man. You know what I'm saying? They're already making robots and shit like that, man. Look at the different documentaries and the different videos on YouTube, man. Making a cyborg, you know, all that type of sex dolls and all kind of.
Yeah, they got that out already.
Yeah, shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Amazon is doing that walking in to places where they can just scan your body. Your body just automatically gets scanned.
Yeah.
You just put the stuff in your bag and you leave. Done.
Because that's how they're doing it, you know. There's certain things in Trinidad, man. You gotta swipe your hand to test your temperature.
Another one.
Yeah, right there. Smack dab in the middle. It's actually
Whoa.
red now.
Look at that movie.
Look it. That is nuts, bro.
You said it moving?
Hold on. No, that's a blue. Yes, it's got.
Yeah.
No, that
A balloon, but a balloon don't move, so.
That'd have to be a very big balloon.
Look at it shoots off, it shoots.
No, that's a chariot. Yeah, that's a chariot.
Look, it goes like.
Yeah.
Has a string on it.
Yeah, I
sure?
definitely saw that.
Saw that string. Saw a string on it. I saw a string on it, man. Somebody's letting off balloons back there, man.
Yeah, there is someone. That's what I was saying, man. I'm hoping that was chariots we see today.
No, that was it.
You think that's a chariot?
No, we saw the colours changing.
No, colours
But
change.
that was definitely a balloon. Unless, see, a chariot can come in all types of
But you remember in Oxford Circus Street, we used to see balloons along with chariots too.
Yeah.
They used to let off balloons in the air too. Oxford Circus.
Whoever it is letting off balloons, man.
Most of them were chariots.
To be honest, I don't think that was a balloon.
Yeah.
If a balloon's in the sky, right, you gotta understand the winds up there are different from the winds down
Exactly.
here. So when you've got a balloon, it's all over the place. That's a balloon you're talking about.
Yeah.
It goes.
Because
Yeah.
a balloon can't deal with that
Can't
much
deal with
weight.
that.
That one moving a while ago was not. That was a chariot arc. That one was a chariot because the way it moving when it was shot like that up in the air.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that.
And it was going directly from the left to the right.
That's it. And it moves fast. It doesn't shoot like that so fast. Like that.
Because the balloon just goes up like this.
Yeah, and just
But it doesn't wave around and all that.
Yeah. True.
There was a direction it was heading to. That looked
Thank
like.
you.
And they all seem to be going that way.
Yes.
Yeah, on the right hand
Have
side.
you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's all on the right hand side.
And Esau can't control the wind, can they? So if they put up balloons, the wind moves different direction, innit? But they all seem to be going in that direction. They can't control that. It's beautiful, brothers.
Yeah, man. You see? But yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it looks Isaiah 64. It says, "Oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens, that thou wouldest come down, that the mountains might flow down at thy presence. As when the melting fire burneth, the fire causeth the waters to boil,
Wow.
to make thy name known to thine adversaries, that the nations may tremble at thy presence."
Yeah, because the nations, they don't fear shit, man. They're heathens, man. We want them to fear our God, man. Okay? To bow down before them, to know that there is a power among us, man. There is a God among us.
It's Isaiah 63.
These other nations, they don't fear us, man.
Still good.
They're gonna fear us through the name of Yahawah and His Son Yahawashi, man.
That's right.
Okay? These nations are gonna have respect. So we want these nations to tremble at that name, Yahawah, man.
Well, as it also says, the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen.
Dreadful, and it's gonna be dreadful. Right now, they have us and our Lord's name in derision, man. But all them nations, they're going to pay for that, man. Okay? You got something?
Yeah. Isaiah 63. It says, "Who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, travelling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury."
So that's our Lord coming back to conquer the nation. And they said, Edom. Who is this that cometh from Edom? So that's the main nation that the Lord is coming back to destroy. He's coming back to destroy Esau, these so-called white people, because this is their time. The scripture says the earth was given into their hands to rule. So the Lord is coming back to take that rulership, take the kingdom, that we may possess it forever, even forever and ever, man. Okay? So the earth will be given into the hands of the saints of the Most High, taken from the wicked. You see that transfer of rulership? You know, they said, what they say? It says, because of injuries and deceit and riches got by deceit, that the kingdom will translate from one people to another, man. Okay? So you see that the turning of things upside down. The Lord gave a caveman power, gave the earth into the hand of a caveman, a base man, a vile man. So why is it impossible to believe that the Lord will take that rulership and give it into the hands of the same people that those cave people enslaved, man? Why is it so impossible to believe about it? We're telling them that, oh, you tell a person we're going to be up next to rule. It says, no, it ain't, it's going to be China.
Yeah.
Man, fuck some damn China, man. You're not ruling next. Japan or India, they're not coming up next. It will be us. And it takes faith to believe that.
Yeah, they're licking their lambs, brother.
It takes faith to believe that, man. Because you're looking at the world from a carnal perspective. Like you're looking at, you know, how China's moving, how they're making deals with Russia, and you know, everything like that, and how that conflicts with the United States of America and their plans. You're looking at it from that perspective. But if you knew the truth, you'd understand who's coming up next, man. That the Most High, he's the one in control of all of this. He bringeth down one and set up another.
Just a quick precept. It says Job 12:16 says, "With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his."
You see that what I'm saying? See all these people that are deceived, that walk around in their blindness and ignorance, the Most High got a veil over their eyes. Because he wants to keep them in that estate. For whatever reason. Maybe because the Most High's intention is to destroy them, ultimately. Or to have them to be enslaved, man. Because if you've been blinded from this truth, that's not a good thing. You know, like blinded from... You've been put a blind over your eyes and you've been told to walk around in a room. And it's dark in the room. You can't see anything. The furniture, there could be something sharp on the floor. You don't know if there's walls in the room, you could bump into a wall. That's never a good thing to not see where you're going. The Most High gave you eyes to see what's going on, man. The truth of what's going on in the Most High's realm. And the truth is that the Most High, he's the controller. The scripture says the deceived and the deceiver are his, man. So there's a vast majority of people on the planet Earth are deceived. The Most High has ordained this, man. And the deceiver are his. So the Most High is in control, even the man who's in charge of deceiving the people. Which is Esau himself. The master devil. So when you look at the media, the television, these movies, these books, all these books, man, go into the library, thousands upon thousands of books that you can read, and not one of those, you can spend a lifetime reading those books and not one of them will save you, man. You could sit there reading that library from top to bottom and you still get destroyed, man.
A to Z.
You know what I'm saying? from A right down to Z, man. Go into a library. How you been in a library? Some books got words in there you can't even pronounce those words, man. You can literally become a perfect grammar speaking man. Well spoken just by reading books.
Yeah.
You got some people that can read loads of books. You know what I'm saying?
You got large libraries too, all kinds of books, man.
Kind of books.
Yeah.
With all kinds of knowledge, man. All kinds of wisdom and knowledge, man.
That creates confusion.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know none of those books. I used to read little books, little story books when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? You got some big books, man. Person could read books. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's books the size of this this thing here, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's lucky man to say something.
You can try to spend your whole life reading the books. You still couldn't get through all them books, man. And no, one of those books can save you from what's coming. All you need is this one, man. Blessed is he that readeth.
That's right.
But when I say read, I don't mean read any old book, man. I mean, you could use other books to try and back up what the scriptures is saying. Blessed is he that readeth this book, man.
As the scriptures also say, seek ye the book of the Lord.
Yeah, exactly, the book of the Lord. Not the book of some scientist or the book of some whoever, man. You know what I'm saying? People studying in the library. Go to Brixton Library, people studying in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Got their heads shoved in some book. Anything other than the Bible. They'll read all them books, but the second you turn about the Bible, they don't want to hear it. And there's something spiritual attached to the Bible. People think the Bible is an abomination, man. It's like an abomination reaction you get from it.
Let me get that precept. That's why that's the case. This is John.
Who's reading? Who's you reading that? Read that again.
Just real quick, brother. Just real quick.
Let Mark get what he's getting.
Just real quick. Let me just be real quick with this. This is John chapter 3.
But it shows that the Most High don't want everybody being healed, because he said the deceived and the deceiver is his. So the Most High has ordained certain individuals to be deceived, because he doesn't want them to receive this knowledge, man. There's a spirit that guides everything. There's a spirit that guides someone to this truth. And there's a spirit that stops someone from hearing this truth. That blocks somebody off from receiving this truth. And the Most High don't want them. And woe unto that soul, man, that's blocked off from this truth. The Most High's love is not with you. That receive not the love of this truth. You haven't received the love of the Most High. The Most High is basically saying, I don't want you, I don't love you. Imagine that, man. That's a condemnation. But
Yeah, based on what you were saying on how when people, think of the Bible and you tell them the Bible is like abomination. This is John 3, verse 17. So it says, for the Most High have sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. And he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son. This is the one right here, verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
yeah, because he chose all them other books, man. You're in that library reading all those other books, studying all them other books. They chose the darkness, man. As wise as those books may be, and very informative, man. Not saying that the books are mumbo jumbo, because those books may be saying something, but none of them, all that book is darkness.
Two more verses too.
One book, man, will contain shit that will lead you into one direction, man, to one manner of life, man. When you delve into books, it can lead you into a different mentality, different perspective on shit. It can put a different spirit on you when you read a book, man. You see how easy it is for people to get deceived, man? Just by reading a book. You might be amazed by the words you're reading, and the story that is showing you, man, and the vision that is putting in your mind, just by reading one book. And there's thousands of them motherfuckers in that library, man. You're reading all those books. There's many different spirits in the world, brothers, man. That can lead you into all types of fuckery, man. And it takes the spirit from on high to lead you to this book, the knowledge of this book, man. You know?
And that's deep because all books is like has an author.
Yeah.
So they believe in the author. They put their trust in the author, but we believe in the scriptures, and our true author is Yahawah Hasham Yahasham.
You know what I mean?
For the book.
Cursed be the man that trusted in man.
Right.
Exactly. And what man has written, man.
See,
And that was.
What? I see a string on the end
Look,
of that. What is that?
There's a
What
string.
is that?
That's a balloon, man.
That's moving like a balloon, though.
But
The
that's
chariots
close,
are
that's
moving like
closer,
that.
that's right.
That's a balloon.
Yeah, that's a balloon. That's a balloon.
That's a balloon.
I've seen the other ones come up.
I told you that was a balloon last
Yeah,
time.
but there's a difference.
That's the difference
That's
between the
wobbly.
That one's going up. The other one was going like that directly. He was going, yeah.
That's a balloon.
That one's just going. That's a balloon. And I
The
saw
other
this.
ones that we saw, the different colour one, that
Yeah.
one no balloon.
No, those were chariots.
Yeah.
Dark one.
Satan's trying to deceive us now, you know.
Thank you. That's the truth. That's true.
Yeah, trying to play
it's
their
true that
mind
the
tricks.
spirits
Have you
the
thinking
spirit-
maybe they weren't chariots?
And
Yeah,
it-
that is Satan. That is
and
Satan.
it's talking the
Just got
truth
a
that
quick
deceiving.
because he's talking about how, you know, these people read the books and they believe on the books, right? Because these books are written by men, and Esau's put himself up there as if he's the one in charge and he knows everything, right? So this is Ezekiel. Let me just get it right. This is Ezekiel 28. It says, "The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am Yahawah. I sit in the seat of Yahawah, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not Yahawah, though thou set thine heart as the heart of Yahawah." It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee."
Break it up.
So these devils have become, you know, they're the forefront of wisdom and knowledge now, according to the people, because the people no longer believe in Yahawashi Hashem Yahawashi. Yeah? So, you know, when we bring out the scriptures, we're bringing out the real truth. But to them, that's foolishness, man. You know, they believe on evolution and big bangs because Esau set himself so highly that whatever he says goes.
Yeah.
Whatever he says goes. If anything outside of what he says, and he controls it as well. He controls it in the sense that if you have a certain narrative in a scientific field, and someone else knows something different from that, right? That person that knows the real truth of it is cast out.
Yeah.
So there's like a community in the scientific field and in the in the field of history as well, that they'll keep their secrets moving. They'll remove the truth. Yeah, basically they remove the people who understand the truth. They get blacklisted, man.
Yeah.
And in medicine as well.
Yeah.
And in medicine as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Sebi's the proof of that.
Yeah.
So they're controlling the narrative of how they want the information to be broadcasted. Who's bringing it out? What type of information is being brought out? Because they want everything controlled, man. So the truth is being pretty much dictated to us by a group of devils, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on.
A precept on this topic of books, and before I just say that, I just want to say one thing. If you notice, whenever anybody tries to come up, like a scholar or something, they'll sit there and have a big bookshelf of books behind them, and they'll be trying to put their opinion across, acting as if like, oh yeah, I've read all these books and I'm so wise. So it's all a front, man. Like they position the camera there on purpose.
Yeah. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Just to agree with you. Because
Like
I was
broadcast.
watching a cooking program, right? I like to watch my cooking programs sometimes. And this woman, Nigella Lawson, she's got like literally 3,000 books in the background. And I'm thinking to myself, you ain't read all them books. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, bro.
You ain't read all them books, man.
Just there for sure.
They're trying to make it look like we should all listen to her because she's the all-knowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
May I just bring this out there? And I saw her trying to stuff a Christmas turkey with Jamaican ginger cake once. That shows what she knows.
Really?
Yeah, she literally was like, oh, they call it ginger cake, but it's gingerbread, and I like to stuff the turkey with. I'm like, what the hell, man? But that's
Usually
another
her
thing.
food